friend, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today is an exciting update. This is the final update for a pan for Walt Disney, update number 11, which focuses on all things Disney. I pushed myself really hard for this particular update, trying to roll out as much as I possibly could because I'm rolling everything left, and thankfully, it's not as bad as it definitely could have been even just a couple months ago how things were shaping up. As always, let's work through this from the oldest item to the newest item, and then we'll have a ton of stuff to roll in. My desk is full. Okay, we're going to start off with the Little Mermaid. So that is my Tarte liner, the Double Take Awake. So we have a brightener on this side that I use on my waterline. And then we have the liquid liner on the other. Now, unfortunately, because of another item in this project, I have not done well with this. I am wearing it today, though, for the third time since my last update, bringing me to 41 uses in the project. Because it's a liquid liner, I just keep going with them. I don't really just use them and roll them out. So we're going to be making more progress on that. We'll just see how many uses I get. Okay, Emperor's New Groove. So remember, so for Emperor's New Groove, it is the Bali Balm, but of course mine is a little bit beat up and broken up, so I have departed into my Laneige sleeping mask. So you're seeing where I was last time. This was an item like you're really loving, enjoying, would love to try again for the first time. And so my goal is simply to progress. I didn't think I was going to finish this, and I'm probably still not, but I do use it every single night as my overnight lip sleeping mask. But this is where I'm at this point, so definitely some progress happening on it. You'll see it a little bit closer up in the video, but it's going to take a while. Now, this eyeliner is why the Little Mermaid prompt isn't getting as much use. So this is an eyeliner from Pixi. This is their Endless Silky pen in Deep Plum. Getting really short. This was just a mini originally, so I've got this much left. I have reached for this 10 times, bring me to 37 uses on the project. I don't think I'll finish this in the next month. I think I'll put more focus on more colorful eyeliners and other projects. I've made really good progress on that item. Okay, Hannah Montana, the movie. So something like your alter ego would wear. So I rolled in the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette and I picked the shade Haze, which is this very fun, colorful, not my usual color, but I have enjoyed reaching for it. I did put a 10 use goal on it. I did need to reach for it only 2 more times since the last update, so 2 more uses bring me to my total of 10. This is what the palette looks like. This is the shade Haze right here. There is a little bit of a dip forming in this now. I do have to use a fair amount to build it up because I do use it all over in the transition crease area. Now, I haven't reached for this palette in quite a while because I hit that goal fairly quickly after my last update. It was only 2 more uses. So it's been a while since I've seen this palette. I've been playing with other things, and it's probably going to be a little while before I roll back to this palette, unfortunately. But that is a goal met. Also a goal met. This was a surprise. Race to Witch Mountain. So this was like an alien in your collection. So I only had 1 item from Stone Street Soaphouse. This is their Wholesome Body Cream. Last month, I was all the way up here. So I had just used a little bit of it. But I have prioritized this and got it done. So generally how I've been using a lot of this, my Japanese Cherry Blossom routine and my hydrating project Use It Up. I would use that body butter, like neck, chest, and arms, and then I would put this on the rest of the body. So yeah, I got lots of good use on it, predominantly that way, and used most of this item up. I wasn't planning on it originally from last month just because there's so much, but I am so glad to have finished that item. Popeye, so an item that gives you confidence. So for me, soft skin, right? So really any skincare, body care item. I had rolled in a hand cream because I needed hand creams at the time. This is the Mary Kay scented hand cream in Bere Parfait. Not as much progress this month from here to here because now I've rolled in way too many hand creams into projects. Although honestly, that feels like an air bubble. It might be down to there. Okay, I'm not fully sure what's air, what's product. Eventually I'll cut into it. So somewhere between here and here-ish, maybe. It's a decent hand cream, 73 milliliters, so a little bit bigger, but definitely making good progress there. Moana, so either a green item or a blue item. I opted to go with a blue item from my Welcome to London eyeshadow palette. So this is the dark blue shade in the palette. I have really enjoyed using this as an outer corner deepening up shade. My goal was 10 uses. So since my last update, I have reached for it 6 times, bringing me to my 10 use goal. This is what the palette as a whole looks like. And I have rolled another shade into a different project, but this is that blue and you'll see it in the close-up. This is definitely dipping. Again, I do try to wear the eyeshadows down evenly, but yeah, this is the eyeshadow that has the most visible progress because the mattes take a long time to show anything. But very, very pleased. Was glad to reach for this palette, and I'm glad to continue reaching for this palette because it's in another project still. But for now, that one is done. Okay, then we had Tron. So something futuristic, metallic looking. So I had rolled in from Galactic. This is their metallic eye sparkle in the shade Glam with a 10 use goal. So this is where we're getting into all the new stuff from last time. So I have actually used this 10 times, and you can see there's even more windowing going on in this particular item. We're not at the point of taking the stopper out yet, but I'm making some good progress on here. Like, it's really slowly working on emptying out. So pleased to have got my 10 uses on that. I tended to use it as a touch-up item. So if my makeup was fading throughout the day, I would put that on in the evening. So really good there. The Teen Beach movie. So I went with kind of like the beach themed item. So I picked my Skylar perfume. This is a EDP in Salt Air. So not my favorite beachy kind of scent. I had started at this line here, got it done. Glad to have tried it. Not my favorite, not my scent profile. So glad to have worked another perfume sample out of my collection. Then we had Encanto. So we're going with a Latinx brand. So I rolled in Dominique Cosmetics again, this time for the Moment palette because I just really love this palette. So this is what it looks like. It shouldn't be my favorite kind of palette, but I do really enjoy the colors. I love the performance of most of these shades. My goal with this palette was simply no pan left behind because I have a lot of eyeshadows going on. Today I'm wearing it for the second time and I have completed my no pan left behind goal. So originally, which was only yesterday, I did a look with Embrace, Essential, Lanoche, Midnight Haze, Life of the Party, and De Niro. And then today my look is Embrace again, so 2 uses on that shade. Stepping Out, Elevated, Mesmerized, and After Hours. So I did get all of everything hit in here, so I love this palette. Always looking for an excuse to roll it in. Okay, Maleficent, an item that would be a curse not to have in your collection. So I went very general with this in terms of body moisturization products because like I like my soft skin if it's not already clear. So I just picked out from Crabtree and Evelyn. This is their Nourishing Goat Milk Body Butter. This was a full item. I had not used this before, but it was really quite hydrating, so it was really quite nice. I got like 1 use out of this though, but did get that goal met, and it was, you know what, quite nice. And yeah, need to have some kind of moisturizer all the time. So for Nightmare Before Christmas, so either something Halloween or Christmas themed, I went with Christmas. So I took one of my single palettes and I pulled out this shade from Mary Kay in Emerald Noir. My goal is to use this eyeshadow 10 times. My goal is to use this 10 times, and I tend to use it as an outer corner deepening out shade. I don't want to use it as an eyeliner because I do have an emerald green eyeliner in my Graveyard Project pan right now. My goal is 10 uses. Like I mentioned, I have used this twice so far, so really not so good. And this I've been using with the rest of the palette, which is, oh, there we go. Which is this kind of collection here. So again, Mary Kay, Ace Beauté. We've got some, these are Hip Dot, and we've got 1 Dominique Cosmetics in there as well. So very slow progress on this one. So hopefully next time. So for Cloud 9, I had rolled in, So for Cloud 9, I rolled in my Physicians Formula Translucent Airbrushing Pressed powder. So this one I put a goal of 20 uses on. I have reached for it the 20 times, and like it doesn't really look differently. That's it. That's all the progress I got in my 20 uses. Again, I do prefer to wear things down evenly. I enjoyed reaching for it. We'll carry on. Robin Hood. So something that is cheap that feels a little bit more luxurious. The Olay body washes. I love the formula. I love the scent. They're on sale at the drugstore often. They are 650 milliliters for this size that I usually buy. They're wonderful. I love them so much. This one is the Olay Fresh Outlast Body Wash with notes of orange blossom and white tea, but just smells like fresh oranges. Little clementines, little mandarins. My goal is to finish this. So I was here at the last update. I actually did finish this body wash. You can't even maybe-ish see in there. This is done. I was prioritizing this as well. I did also pair this body wash with the Wholesome body cream from earlier. I'm excited about this one. I'm also really excited about Dumbo, something from one of your largest category collections. So I picked body wash because that's a little bit out of control. And I went with the Bath & Body Works shower gel in Rainbow Waves. This is a 2023 bottle with scents of Sunny Sangria, Bright Melon, and Misty Waters. So as you can see, my goal was to finish it, and I have finished it in 1 month. I used this entirely as a bubble bath, and it performed really well as a bubble bath. So now that I know that, I think I might want to use these as bubble baths a little bit more often, particularly for the scents I don't love the same way, so I can work things out in my collection just a little bit faster. So I'm excited to have worked this out. Oh my goodness. And then finally, from the last update, we had How to Build a Better Boy. So again, those customized palettes. So I went with one of my random other palettes with just a whole bunch of singles in it. This palette isn't super secure, but this is what we're looking like here. So this palette has Iconic London, Ofra, Ciate London, Cab Cosmetics, Elizabeth Arden. My goal with this was no pan left behind, which actually took me a couple different uses to do. So it took me a little while. I think it took me like 5 looks, I think, to do no pan left behind with this palette, because there aren't very many mattes. This is much more like a shimmer focused palette. So lots of different looks, but I was glad to have reached into it, because sometimes these palettes get a little bit neglected. So also glad to have reached my goal of no pan left behind. Which means it is that time. For the last time, I'm going to be rolling in far too many items, but that is okay. So with the help of my Time Decisions app, we're going to randomize the order, because everything is being pulled in at this point, of all of the remaining prompts. So as you saw, I had a decent number of prompts left still at this point. Part of that came from just a few items I picked early on to this project that lingered for way too long. This project really is more about usage goals, hitting things quickly, because I wanted to do all 100, but I'm pleased to say that at least I've recovered enough that I'm not rolling in like 20 things at this point. So I'm very pleased about that. However, this is going to be shaping up to be a very busy month, so we'll see how many goals I'm actually able to hit between the stuff I had left over from last time and all the new things that I'm going to be bringing in this time. I've got a big range here. There's some obviously some makeup. There's some hygiene items. I've got a perfume sample. There's some skincare. I'm really excited about what I'm going to be bringing in. So without further ado, let's just dive into all of that. So we're going to start off with Chippendale. And this is going to be for a brand that's gone through like rebranding of their items. So I'm not super up to date with a lot of this stuff, but I saw online Fenty Beauty is one of them, and this is a new item that I got in my BoxyCharm that I would like to test out and see if I like it. This is a Fenty Beauty blush. So what is this? Oh, it goes like this. So it's, yeah. This is the Suede Powder Blush in 08 What a Brat. I really don't like that name, but is what is. Okay. It is a beautiful looking item. I'm just not sure how I'm going to love it on the cheeks. So I do want to test it out because it does look quite glittery. So again, if I love it, I want to know that so I can enjoy it, start using it. And if I hate it, then I can declutter it. So get it out of the collection so I'm not looking at it. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing. I've put a 20 use goal on this item to kind of help me figure out how I feel about this blush. Now, obviously that's going to take away from NARS Orgasm and Milani Luminoso, but mainly from the NARS Orgasm because these are both kind of like pink blushes. Okay, next item, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. So I decided I was going to pull in a perfume sample because I finished the Salt Air one. So I went with this Giorgio Armani, the C Passion EDP. So this is like, I just tore into the package so I could do a spray test. However, I've not sprayed this yet, but do you see what I'm seeing? Hang on, let me grab it for you. Oh, okay, there we go. Do you see that tiny bit? Let me mark it. That is it. That's in the whole stinking spray. So I don't know what happened, but this is supposed to be, what is this? This is supposed to be the new feminine fragrance. Perfume adds a little more elevation, maybe drama to a look, to a feel, right? So we'll just get this used up because that's ridiculous how tiny amount that product is in there. Okay, Fantasia is next. This is a controversial brand. So I decided to bring this item in. So this is from Mary Kay, which, you know, how they're set up, there's some controversy around the brand. But they do have some products I really do enjoy. But this is also ridiculous. I need to just get this out, and I haven't been reaching for it for quite a long time. So this is from Mary Kay. This is their Clinical Solutions, the Calm and Restore Facial Milk. This product is designed to be mixed with their retinol item, especially for those when you're starting out using a retinol. So this is a 75 milliliter bottle. I've done really well with retinol, so I haven't been mixing. But yeah, I'm literally down to there. So the pumping of this item isn't really working, so I do just have to dump it out. And I just haven't wanted to do that step. And it's sat in my collection like this for way too long. It's been in my basket on the top of the counter for like where I keep stuff I'm using, but I'm still not reaching for it. So I need a project, and the goal is going to be to finish it. This needs to be done within the next month. This next product is going to start a little bit of a trend for us. So we rolled in next Hercules. So something created by the gods themselves. So when I think about like my favorite body care, it's got to be Bath & Body Works. Bath & Body Works is such a beast in the hygiene world. And this I also chose because it's one of their older scents, so from the 90s. So one of the OG, maybe not OG, but like more of an original, long-standing that they brought back. And you'll see more of this later on in some later prompts, but I just want to get this scent out of my collection, but it does meet the prompt. So I'm going to be rolling it from Bath & Body Works. This is their body cream in Pearberry. This has scent notes of Anjou Pear, Wild Berries, Apple Blossom, Golden Freesia, and Blonde Woods. I got a lot of this stuff at semi-annual sale in the winter. So I want to simply get this out because I'm not big on this scent. It's more of a spring scent as well, but I think it'll be just fine for summer. This one has not been used yet, so this is a brand new body cream, but I want to get that work out of the collection. Smart House was next, so something that was original or innovative. So I really struggled with this prompt, I will be honest. But one of the brands that I saw online that people were talking about as being very innovative, there seems to be a lot of stuff going on in terms of formulas and colors. I decided to go with Danessa Myricks, and this is an item I have not used yet because it scares me. But let's take a moment for this packaging. Oh my goodness. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is their eyeliner in Lilac Quartz. So this is... like, it's going to be so pretty. I want to try this first on my waterline. I'm usually not so big on having eyeliner on the waterline. I'm going to try there first. And if I don't like that, then I'll proceed to trying it as like a regular lash line eyeliner. I put a 10 use goal on it. I'm excited and terrified to play with this. But it's just It suckered me in with the packaging. Oh my goodness. All right, that brings us to the Jungle Book. So it could be a foundation, but I'm working on 2 foundations right now, or it could be a nude kind of item. So I kind of want to roll this palette in. This is the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Constellation palette. It's summertime. It's time for color and for fun, and I want to play with this palette more. And of course, bare necessities, we're going to go in with the shade Asteroid down here. So I'll put a video up so you can see it better. I feel like I am getting close-ish to pan, but I don't think I'm going to hit pan in this next update. So I'm going to go with a 10 use goal on Asteroid and see how much I can push that one down. So I'm so excited about that. All right, the Santa Claus. So I guess by the time we're in finale, we're doing a Christmas in July type thing. So something you got as a Christmas gift. So remember I talked about Pear Berry earlier? Yeah, the whole Pear Berry set actually was a Christmas gift from my mom. We did Christmas this year on Boxing Day because my sister had her in-laws on Christmas Day. So I got to take advantage of spaghetti sale, and there was some last minute shopping that my mom was doing, but it's fine. I was excited about these items. I was kind of excited that I didn't end up paying for Pear Berry. So like I mentioned earlier, same scent notes as before, but this item has been in a project for my spring hygiene project, Use It Up. I have been making good progress on it, and I am now at this mark right here. I want to finish this. So this is going to be one of the things I'm wearing during the daytime. So doing the whole routine, I just want to work this mist out. So I'm going to be very excited to hopefully get that done. When I'm talking about the whole set, I mean literally the whole set. So Minutemen. So this was an impulse or quick to buy or quick to put on the Christmas wish list. Because yeah, I had a body cream in Pear Berry. I wanted more stuff to go with it. So the Bath & Body Works body wash in Pear Berry. This one is also brand new. Now, I don't think I'll get through this in 1 month. The only reason I think I could is if I decided to, obviously I'll finish the body cream. We'll see how far that takes me on this bottle. And if I finish as a bubble bath, then I could see me getting this one done in the month. Otherwise, I'll roll into my hygiene project, Use It Up, and maybe try to pair it with some other pear lotion in my collection. I don't have a lot of pear body washes, which is why I want to pair this with some of my body moisturizers. But I also don't want the scent. So we'll see what I end up deciding to do. I do have some other Bath & Body Works shower gels I want to use as bubble bath. So we'll see how it goes. But out of this whole trio, this is the item that might not get finished. The 13th year was next. So we're going with something water themed. Okay. I might regret this, but I might not at the same time. I'm going to roll in a body scrub because I've been wanting to play with my Tree Hut body scrubs. These, like, this is almost a year old now. I did a massive haul of Tree Hut body scrubs when I went down to the States, did a little day trip, went shopping, bought a lot of Tree Hut stuff. It was last July. So I want to be pulling some of them and start playing with them. So I decided to pull Tree Hut Blue Lagoon. This one is supposed to have scent notes of, or at least says it's made with shea butter, red algae, and dead sea minerals. So this is more of like a fresh kind of scent. So it's not my particular favorite, but I still want to try it. This is not one that's just accessible up in Canada in the stores. Very much a fresh scent. So this is a brand new tub, obviously has not been used, little liquidy in there. The color is stunning. And again, with those scent notes with like that red algae and dead sea minerals, like that totally fits a water prompt. So I'm going to be rolling this in. Tree Hut does tend to be an every 3-day type of scrub for me, or at least that's how it was last year for me. So we'll see. My goal is to finish it, but we'll see how it does with the other scrubs. So next up was Bambi. So for Bambi, we could do either a brown item for Bambi, a gray item for Thumper, or a black item for Flower. So I decided I wanted to start playing with this little Sephora lipstick. It was a sample that I was able to get when I spent at least $25 on a Sephora gift card. This is the satin lipstick in the shade 20. There is 1 gram of lipstick in here, and it just looks like such a nice color. Like, won't that be so pretty for like summer? I was gonna say spring. So I'm gonna give it a try, kind of see how I do. I won't put a 20 use goal on it because that's gonna be enough that I have a good opinion on it. Okay, next up, Girl versus Monster. So something that you are scared to pan. And for me, that's going to be any kind of especially loose setting powder. So that terrifies me. And I have a 30-gram powder here. This came to me in BoxyCharm. This is the OVP Beauty Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is going to be terrifying, you guys. It takes me so long to work through a powder. I'm not even going to dent this thing. I'm going to put a 20 use gold on it, see how the heck I end up doing with it. Ooh, it's probably gonna be rough, but I'm gonna try. So Milan is next, and Milan is a unisex item, so of course anyone can wear anything. So how I decided to interpret this item was, what's an item that my husband also uses? And one of the most unisex, universal items is an SPF. So this is the one that we started last year. This is the Hawaiian Tropic Island Sport SPF 50. I think I prefer the original, like regular SPF 50. This is about where we're at. So hopefully between the two of us, we do manage to get this finished in the next month. Obviously we're getting into like prime dog walking time and really should be up in the SPF. So want to make sure that this is really getting utilized. And for Pirates of the Caribbean, either a black eyeliner or a black eyeshadow. So the Little Mermaid still has that waterproof black liner, so I didn't want to pull another black eyeliner. So I'm bringing this palette back, so I might as well get 2 different shades going in this palette. And there are actually 2 black colors in here. So again, this is what the palette looks like. We have Cluster and we have Mercury. So I decided I want to go with Mercury and see how I do with this. These blacks really are probably like the least used shades within the palette. So I want to get 10 uses on Mercury. I might use it as an outer corner shade. I might try using it as an eyeliner, which is then like doing both of the prompts in one, or both possibilities in one. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So getting a lot of use on this palette in the next month. And the last item is the Fox and the Hound. So this is an item, or it's basically what you thought you would hate, but you ended up loving. So for me, I'm going with a technique more than an item. So if you remember from my Essence palette, So if you remember from my Essence palette, I have also rolled in this shade here in another project. So I have these 2 shades, which for me are both outer corner shades. Now I did have a lovely suggestion from someone who said, well, why don't you use this as like a lash line eyeliner color? Now that is, it's been a kind of a scary idea. I just feel like I wouldn't be very precise. It'd be messy. I'd have to wet it. It's actually worked out really well. Like, this has been beautiful as an eyeliner. So the 4 times this month where I've played with this shade, I've also used this as my eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my Persona Identity 2 palette. And I do think this is a little bit more of like a fall palette than summer, but I haven't played with it in a while and I want to play with it. And there are a bunch of shades in here that I think would make really pretty eyeliners. Like, obviously you got your basics, Limitless and Brave, but perhaps Resilient, Empowered, Confident, Driven, Independent. Like, any of those could probably work really well as eyeliner. So I want to test it out. I'm going to use this palette holistically anytime I do those looks, but I do want to reach for this 5 times using one of these shades as an eyeliner. So a little bit different from my usual eyeshadow gold there, but I'm doing a little bit of a different prompt with it. So that's what I'm going to do. See how it goes. Okay, that brings us to the part of the video where I'm going to talk about my goals for next month. And honestly, it's probably easier to talk about which ones I don't think I'm going to be hitting. So Tarte eyeliner, that's not getting finished. It was just in here to progress. So technically that's a goal met, but probably not going to get a ton of use on it. The Bali Balm is not going to get finished. The Pixi liner is likely not to get finished. That Mary Kay hand cream, if that was like my main hand cream I was working on, that would be finished. But I think I'm going to prioritize the also Mary Kay hand cream in my Beauty and the Beast project pan. So I have a roll up next time for that project. So that probably won't get the use. Potentially the Tree Hut scrub. It kind of depends how my hygiene project use it up goes. It's a lot of eyeshadow, so hopefully I'm able to hit all of my goals in addition to the stuff and other eyeshadow projects. So we will see. But either way, it's finale next month. Wherever I land is wherever I land, and it's all usage that I wouldn't have had before. So that's where we're going to end it for today's video. So if you've been enjoying it, make sure you subscribe, stay tuned. Finale next month. And of course, there's a ton of other panning content here on this channel as well. So let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.